Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I'm in my red, white and blue shirt today with my American flag right here, ready to rock and roll for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn a little bit more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about money. I'll give you important updates today that are happening around the country. Also, as far as the stimulus negotiations are concerned, I'll tell you where the ship is headed right now, because things seem to keep changing. I mentioned this earlier on our channel. This whole thing is like a game of chess for our lawmakers. House Speaker Pelosi keeps changing things around. The Senate Majority Leader, as you can see, keeps changing things around. And the President also keeps shifting his position. The President's priority, even now, after the Supreme Court has essentially said no to the Texas lawsuit, and after the Electoral College has spoken, if we take a look at what the President of the United States is preoccupied with, let's take a look at some of the tweets from the President of the United States on your screen right here. And you'll see that the President is still focused on challenging the validity of the election. If we take a look at some of the tweets here, the individuals who are no longer challenging the validity of the election include some key Republican lawmakers, some key Republican senators, including the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. You'll see this headline on your screen from Fox News, which says McConnell and top GOP senators acknowledge Biden as the president-elect and said the Electoral College has spoken. So the Senate Majority Leader said the Electoral College has spoken. So today I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. The president-elect is no stranger to the Senate. He's devoted himself to public service for many years. You know, that sounds encouraging from the Senate Majority Leader as far as bipartisanship and cooperation is concerned. He also went on to say, he went on to congratulate Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, saying that despite political differences, all Americans can take pride that our nation has a female vice president for the very first time. Kumbaya moment. There's Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, kumbaya, Senate Majority Leader, and there is President-elect Joe Biden at the White House. So kumbaya, let's just get together and have a meal and break bread. I'm kidding. They need to get together and get something done for the American people at a time when we need it the most. Also, Senator John Thune from South Dakota said, and I quote, "At some point, you have to face the music," he said. Once the Electoral College settles the issue today, it's time for everybody to move on. He actually said that to the Associated Press yesterday, 24 hours ago. Also, Senator Roy Blunt from Missouri, chairman of the inaugural committee, said the panel will now, I quote, deal with Vice President Biden as president-elect. Now, keep in mind that the next important deadline is the 6th of January. Keep in mind, the day prior to that, on the 5th of January, we have the Georgia Senate runoff races. And then on the 6th of January, Congress will actually vote on whether or not to accept the results of the Electoral College. Now, it is widely expected that Congress will accept the results of the Electoral College. But, in this environment, it ain't over until it's over, because there have been too many surprises. Honestly, and I mentioned this before on my channel, I want 2021 to be a boring, predictable, normal year. I want it to be the opposite of 2020. Let me know if you agree. Give me an amen in the comments if you agree. That's what we want. Now, whether it's going to happen is a different question. I'm talking about what we want. Give me an amen in the comment section below if you want 2021 to be a boring, to be a predictable, to be a normal year. So, by the way, another interesting comment from one of the other Republican senators from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham from South Carolina said it's a very, very narrow path for the president. But having said that, I think we'll let those legal challenges play out. Now, Lindsey Graham is the same senator who a few weeks ago was calling states from all over the country, asking about the voting process and donating to the president's campaign. So, it's interesting how these senators shift positions. Speaking of shifting positions, are lawmakers likely to come together for a stimulus package? According to this article on Politico, and you'll see the headline of the article on your screen, reality meets DC. This was actually today, and by the way, we'll provide you with a link to this article in the description section below. I'm quoting from Politico. It seems painfully obvious to nearly everyone on Capitol Hill that a relief deal is at hand, should the leaders want it. This deal would include a mix of the renewal of the PPP program, vaccine money, rental assistance. I covered this in detail yesterday yesterday on our channel. Unemployment benefits and money for schools, which is extremely important. And by the way, this is a quote from Politico, so don't blame the messenger. Don't freak out. My viewers and subscribers who are supporters of President Trump, don't freak out. I'm quoting Politico. If President Donald Trump wakes up from his fever dream in which he'd won the presidency, he could probably convince enough people to support direct payments, since Republicans and Democrats are on board with this. So let me know in the comment section below if you agree with this statement that President Trump, if he wanted, could convince enough Republicans and Democrats to actually include stimulus checks, which is the only missing link in the stimulus deal right now. I mean, there are other missing links, but at this point, we'll take stimulus checks. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi both said that they were for state and local funding, but they declined to draw a red line like they had before. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did not even mention liability overhaul in his floor remarks today. This tells you that maybe we're at the end game part of this. And then Politico asks, do the two sides have the courage, desire, and political will to get this done? The scary thing is, if they don't get it done this month, it might never get done. And Politico also said this COVID and omnibus combo can get really messy really quick. If they release the omnibus bill today, that's Tuesday, maybe it can make it to the floor of the House for a vote on Thursday. Floor consideration in the Senate by Friday. By the way, that's the last day before everyone, before everyone goes on a break. And if Congress needs a short-term stopgap, then maybe the Senate would stay in for the weekend to get it done. So I know that the next few days are going to be very dramatic. Can the government actually shut down if they don't all come to a consensus by this weekend? I guess we'll find out. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Heather Long from the Washington Post. She's actually responding to Sean Donnan, who's a senior writer for Bloomberg Economics. And Sean pointed out that this is a zombie recovery. In other words, this is a recovery where some people have recovered and other people are struggling and have lost their jobs permanently. I've talked about this before. Travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality have been significantly impacted. And Heather Long points out from the Washington Post, the US economy is likely to end the year almost 3% smaller than at the start. Much of the recovery, much of the economy remains in suspended animation, a zombie recovery. Here's a tweet from Sean Donnan, and he points out that the American economy faces a zombie recovery even with a vaccine. And you'll see this article on your screen from Bloomberg. And the article says that businesses in the area where Night of the Living Dead was filmed are staggering along on government stimulus, but may collapse before help arrives. I did do another video earlier on our channel where I talked about essentially Warren Buffett saying that small businesses are collateral damage and we are at economic war, and it's unsustainable for small and medium-sized restaurants to be able to get through this period, this economy, without further assistance. And I highlighted the Senate Majority Leader's comments earlier. It was also reported by Casey Hunt from NBC News. And on your screen, you'll see a tweet from Jake Sherman over at Politico responding to Casey Hunt, who quoted the Senate Majority Leader saying, I quote, "Our country officially has a president-elect and a vice president-elect." And to that, Jake Sherman said, and there it is for what it's worth, I just asked him as he exited the floor if he could give an update on COVID relief and government funding. He didn't reply. That's the interesting about the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He's very careful with the words that he uses, and he never shows his hand. That's what you get with the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Definitely not the kind of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve. Unlike someone like John Kasich, Republican governor from Ohio from 2011 to 2019, who you saw in an earlier video on our channel, who does indeed wear his heart on his sleeve. So here's a tweet from Casey Hunt quoting the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. And here's an article from Politico that essentially announces McConnell recognizes Biden as president-elect, and the Electoral College officially affirmed President-elect Biden's win this week, prompting a flood of Republicans to recognize him as the president-elect.
The Electoral College has spoken. So today I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. The President-elect is no stranger to the Senate. He's devoted himself to public service for many years. I also want to congratulate the Vice President-elect, our colleague from California, Senator Harris.
By the way, you'll find a link to all of our resources, all the tweets, everything we use in the description section below. So make sure you check out the description section of our videos. Here's another tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman over at Politico. These are stimulus updates. Number one, Speaker Pelosi did speak with U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin last night, and she said to him that she's still insistent on state and local aid, which means this two-part package, Both the things have to pass the House and the Senate as far as Speaker Pelosi is concerned. Jake Sherman also reported the negotiators want to file the omnibus spending bill today and the COVID relief bill tomorrow. And more information will be coming out. You can definitely check out Politico, and I'll be reporting that on our channel as well. Here's a tweet on your screen from Kate Davidson, and Kate Davidson covers economic policy for the Wall Street Journal, and she replied to Josh Hawley, the Republican senator from Missouri, who along with Bernie Sanders, the independent from Vermont, have been pushing hard for stimulus checks. And I want to give these guys a lot of credit, both Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders. And Josh Hawley said, I don't get why so-called emergency relief packages, by the way, he's taking a dig at the emergency relief package by calling it so-called. I don't get why so-called emergency relief packages for COVID don't include direct assistance for working families, meaning where the stimulus checks. And he said working families waiting in food lines and unable to make rent is not an emergency. He is 100% right. I hope you saw my video earlier today where I highlighted comments from John Kasich, and I do believe that Josh Hawley is spot on with what he's saying, to which Kate responded, Republicans have set a firm cap on more relief as at $1 trillion. In other words, Republicans don't want to exceed $1 trillion. Right now it's at $900 billion without the stimulus checks. So when you add stimulus checks, let's say $1,200 stimulus checks plus money for children, it would add to the cost of the bill by approximately $250-300 billion, which means the bill would go to well over $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion, which by the way is ironic considering the funding for the government is at $1.4 trillion. Can you believe that? And here we are arguing about $300 billion for working families who are in food lines. I did do another video yesterday where Mitt Romney addressed the Republicans' position as to why they are not doing stimulus checks. You definitely have to watch that video and let me know what you think. We'll include a link to that video up here in the top right hand corner of your screen. So definitely check out that video that sort of outlines why the Republicans don't want to do stimulus checks. I think it'll blow your mind. And so Kate continues, as such, they frame this as a choice between checks, meaning stimulus checks, and unemployment benefits. So there is nothing stopping them from doing both, is what Kate reports. Investors and the Fed are gobbling up US debt, meaning if there's debt, there are other people willing to take on that debt, and the real yield on the 10-year US Treasury is negative 0.98% when you take inflation into consideration. In short, debt is cheap. If we take on more debt, we have the ability to pay it back, and there are others willing to buy our debt because our debt is backed by the US government, which is essentially still the gold standard in the world, even though it might not seem like that to you. That's the update, everybody. Quite some unbelievable updates. I'll let you know as the situation changes. This is, like I said, like a chess game. Things keep changing. Things keep moving in real time. House Speaker Pelosi changes her position. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell changes his position. President Trump changes his position. Things continue to keep changing, and I'll let you know as things evolve. Thank you so much for watching. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Please comment below and let us know what you think. And here's some brand new information that just emerged as we were wrapping up this video. This is big news. House Speaker Pelosi has invited her fellow leaders to a meeting this afternoon to discuss finalizing the omnibus spending package and the stimulus relief negotiations. Now, when I say fellow leaders, you'll see this tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman over at Politico. This includes, other than House Speaker Pelosi, we're talking Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, we're including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and also House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. These are the big guns, and this meeting will be right around 4 p.m. East Coast time. Invites are already out to the leaders, as you can see in the next tweet from Jake Sherman. Keep in mind that the government funding runs out this Friday, and leadership, when I say leadership, I mean these four individuals: House Speaker Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer want COVID relief to be along with government funding. This is a big deal, everybody. I'll keep you posted, but you heard it here first on Ignition Time. We'll keep you posted. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. Remember, the Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We cover matters that are important to the country, that impact the economy, that in turn impact your wallet. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, here's my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. If you have a moment, check out my video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege privilege of living the American dream. And as we recover from this madness, from this horrific crisis, I want to help you live your American dream. So please make sure you click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our channel going forward. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. If you want to get added to our SMS alerts list, our text messaging alerts list, all you have to do is simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time in the body of the text message, and then send that text message to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to our SMS alerts list, and then you can opt out of the alerts list at any time. You'll get breaking news, important information that impacts the country, important information that impacts the economy, and important information that affects your money. We'll also release information about any important programs we might release, which are going to be very, very limited if and when we release them, because it's a time commitment for me. So I'll let you know if that happens. Also, you can get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. You'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the emails at any point in time that you want. No worries about that. No concerns. You can opt out of the email list or the SMS list at any point in time that you want. Speaking of notifications, sometimes, not always, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. What they do is sometimes there's a delay with the notifications. It happens. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you can visit the homepage of our channel through your browser anytime you want, and you're not dependent on notifications from YouTube. So you might find that valuable. Speaking of valuable, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get exclusive content specifically as an Instagram follower. You can also follow us on Twitter. Simply follow us on Twitter at ignition_time, the same handle as Instagram. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter about all things that are important to the country, the economy, and money. So make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. Again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. The one thing I encourage you to do is comment below. Our community is very respectful, it's bipartisan, it's highly intelligent, and it's growing very quickly. So I think you'll make some new friends in our community. So please make sure you participate in our community. A healthy debate is always welcome. We can agree to disagree. I believe that's what makes us great as a country and as a people. So make sure you comment below. Also, share this video with friends and family. I need your help. I really need your help to grow our community, and I would greatly appreciate that. Finally, all I ask you to do is please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That tells the YouTube algorithm that you found the content helpful. That really helps us out at the channel. We work very hard behind the scenes to put together all of this content, to organize the content, and to present it to you in a fair and balanced manner. I want you to remember, for us at the Ignition Time channel, it's not about the red or the blue. It's simply about the red, white, and blue. It's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about being an American first. We are all Americans first. And that is what makes the Ignition Time channel unique. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember, you'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out the description section to get links to our resources. I really appreciate you watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.